Okay, question.
Yeah.
We have 2 reading ideas to lead up to Halloween. Do we go with a Matt thing? Or do we go with...
I'm voting for the map thing because I know what it is already. But you're not changing my mind. So this is up to you and Lundy Goat.
Or do we go for a crazy person?
We'll do the Matt thing. He seems excited for it.
All right.
Give the dog a treat.
I mean, you're gonna be the one who has to do this. So
yeah, you're gonna be really miserable.
Hold on, I gotta look up in full. Let me find the full one.
Just a bit of warning, Lundy. You're gonna be reading something where this person's first language is not English, and I'm pretty sure their second and third languages are also not English.
Where the fuck is the full one? Damn it!
I think I still got it. I can grab it. Also, do you still have like 900 tabs open, Goat?
All right, Lundy, you asked for it. Matt, without spoiling the plot, why don't you tell Lundy a little bit about Happy Appy?
Happy Appy is brilliant. It is the David Lynch of creepypastas, in my opinion.
I'm gonna go ahead and
perfect.
I'm gonna go ahead and preface this by saying 90% of the people that I've seen talk about this thing say that's fucking trash, and the original author has come out apologizing for it.
And you know what?
So
they're all cowards and weak, because this is a masterpiece. This has everything. Creepy children's shows, 9/11, chainsaw fist fights.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm not reading this whole thing, am I?
Not in one sitting.
Holy
this is our hell.
Nah, this is don't worry, Lundy. This is also too. You're not going to be reading all of it. There's a certain point you're going to be reading up to, but you're not doing it all tonight. This is going to be like an entire month-long thing.
Yeah, this is the Halloween series. We're doing 3 of these.
Oh, no. All right, so Happy Abby. There's like a bajillion people who have written Happy Abby stories. All of them suck. But
Matt, do you agree with this?
This is the OG. This is the OG, so it gets a pass.
Do you agree with what he's saying right now, Matt?
I mean, it's kind of like Jeff the Killer and Slender Man, where there's like a bajillion people who have written a bunch of dumb fucking like offshoots of those stories, and they suck. Like it just gets worse and worse. Like even the original wasn't all that great, but it got popular with like 14-year-old goths and emos, and they just fucking went nuts with it.
How dare you?
What?
Lundy's pulling the synopsis.
How dare you compare the brilliance that is Happy Appy to Jeff the Killer and Slenderman? That derivative garbage.
This is the original Happy Abby. Go, whenever I'm reading, you need to like fucking put stupid creepypasta music in the background, like the slow piano bullshit.
I will. I'll do that.
Hello. I will be writing on this blog because I'm researching a show called Happy Abby. One of the main reasons why I'm researching this show is because I've been fascinated with missing TV shows, episodes, and movies. Like most people who research missing episodes, I'm hell-bent on finding London After Midnight, the 108 missing Doctor Who episodes, and Him, the 1974 film where a man has sexual sex with Jesus.
Real quickly.
Yes.
We see already much more in-depth intellectual than anything else. Like Candle Cove, did that motherfucker in Candle Cove talk about London After Midnight and the lost 180 films? No.
108
You're learning.
Of Doctor Who.
Whatever. Who gives a shit?
Who gives a shit about the point that I just made? Fuck you.
Exactly. I don't.
Even though I should help the search for any fragment of the missing episodes and films, I'm going to research this one series for now. Another reason I want to research this show is because I had an experience with it around 2001. It was around 8 in the morning. My younger
It's
brother,
a
who was
sexual
7...
awakening. My dick was hard for the first time. I started humping the couch.
My younger brother, who was 7, was watching a local station during its child TV show block. After it dubbed over Blue's Clues, it started to air a show called, I can't pronounce that, or Happy Apple. I can barely remember the episode's plot, but it was about this apple who was trying to help a kid named Nathaniel. It felt sort of low budget, but since my brother liked the episode, I didn't mind him watching it. The only thing that made me dubious was this evil smile the apple did in the middle of the episode. From what I gathered in the first weeks of Noggin's existence, this Happy Appy show began production. Its plot was about a giant clay apple with arms, baby blue eyes, and large dark green lips being held up by a bent, rusty stick. He would go around in a white 1996 Ford Windstar, helping
Question,
children
Mr.
when they got injured.
Creepypasta Arthur. How could a stick be rusty? Well, that's a good question. Shut up.
Fuck you, that's wow. Anyway. As the show kept going, the episodes started to become more unusual. For one example, Happy Appy would often stare at the viewers of the show with a deranged smile. It's also worth mentioning that the series slowly got more violent as the series progressed. Happy Appy was one of the shorter shows on Noggin, with every episode being 10 minutes long at the most. They played in duets, making each full episode 20 minutes long, minus commercials. A couple of months after Happy Appy aired its first episode, Nickelodeon canceled the show, and it was never shown again on Noggin or Nick Jr. Even the much more appropriate episodes weren't shown for whatever reasons. However, some parents did record the show, but they were VHS copies. Of those said VHS copies, only a few survived through the years. Many of the tapes had been destroyed either due to neglect or disgust, or were simply misplaced and thrown out by accident. However, some copies of the show were reportedly stolen by a shadowy figure. Sorry.
Foreshadowing is a narrative device where clues or hints are dropped early in the narrative.
I was one of the lucky people to own a copy of the episodes. Yesterday, when I did some winter cleaning, I found an old DVD with HA episodes written on it. I had a feeling that I knew this abbreviation from somewhere. I did some research on what HA meant. My first choice was the forum about missing episodes and films I normally go to. I decided not to figure this out by just putting in the fucking DVD because I'm a fucking moron.
This exists in a creepypasta. He's honestly being smart.
True. He's
seeing
self-aware.
Yeah, he's like, okay, this might be haunted.
When I entered the missing episode section of the forum, the first thread I saw was one named HA. What's this? A woman posted the thread, who, like me, found a VHS with the initials HA on it. As I read the thread more, I found out that the initials on the disc stood for Happy Appy. This instantly reminded me of the weird low-budget show that I watched with my brother in 2000. But it was 2001. Whatever. In the replies, the users claimed that there are no known DVD copies around. I'm not sure how the disc got there, though. I certainly don't remember owning a disc that looked like it. After viewing the thread, I went ahead and put in the disk drive. Now I'm doing it. Yeah. Hoping that it would work. Thankfully, the disc did work, and it instantly cut to the intros of the episode. No menus or anything.
I would love a creepypasta where it's just like, well, it didn't work. It was a shitty fucking DVD I found on the street. If anybody has any ideas of what might have been on it, I'm open to speculation.
Actively inviting people to contribute to the story. Happy Appy's intro song had the same tune as Mary Had a Little Lamb and went something like this. Happy Appy, Appy, App, Happy App, Happy App, Happy Appy, Appy App. He helps kids all day.
The haunted Happy App.
Happy App, Happy App, Happy Appy App. He helps kids all day. Happy Appy, happy app. It just keeps going. Happy app, happy app, happy Appy, happy app. He helps kids all day.
Was like the fucking theme song like 80% of the show? It's only a 10-minute show.
Episode 1 and 2 were called Happy's Vacation and Hurt Happy, respectively. Happy's Vacation was exactly what you'd expect. Happy Appy goes on a vacation to the beach, heals injured kids. Magically? Like, what the fuck?
With his Christ-like powers.
And even talks down
You will
a bully
always be
for not
whole,
hurting a child.
my son, as long as you have him within you, the Holy Spirit.
Hurt Happy was about Happy's stick getting broken, and the kids teaming up to help Happy Appy by giving him bandages and fruit. Why fruit? He's an apple.
Yeah,
He
eat
just-
your own kind.
Nothing seemed out of place when I first saw it. But when I saw it a second time, the episodes looked questionably odd. When Happy was driving his van to the beach at Happy's Vacation, a few seconds skipped. At first, I ignored it, saying that it could simply have been a scratch in the DVD. But when I checked the disc, it had no scratches on it whatsoever. Also, during the fruit scene in Hurt Happy, the kids gave him an apple for whatever reason. Could have been a mistake by the producers, though. Finally, I noticed some things in Hurt Happy, that looked out of place. In Happy's van during the intro of Happy's Vacation, there was what looked like the border of the Hope poster, but it was so out of frame that it could have been something else. At the end of Hurt Happy, there was a news broadcast about a 9.0 earthquake that recently struck Japan. Happy responded, "Oh no! If you want to help the Japanese, call this number," and a 1-800 number appeared. Sorry, I have it in my head. It's just like 1-800 fuck Japs or some shit.
Yeah.
Did you ever see where Gilbert Gottfried talked about apologizing for the Japanese? What was it again? They got in trouble for
I don't remember.
tsunami. The
It's like
Japanese
tsunami.
Do you know about that?
No, I don't.
So he was the Aflac duck.
I know that much.
Yeah, and then he made a joke on Twitter making fun of the tsunami in Japan, and he made an apology tweet for it, and they fired him. And then he went on Howard Stern, and they were like, "So yeah," and then you made this apology, and what were you thinking with that? He's like, "Oh yeah, just to be 100% honest, that was like copy paste apology number 483 that they just handed me." I was like, "Oh, so you
The
didn't
best
actually,
apology
didn't
still
actually
goes to
feel-
Norm MacDonald.
oh, so you didn't actually feel bad about no."
It's like you have to be mentally retarded to think I hate Down syndrome people.
So we found out that episode 4's name was Nate Needs Help. Now this struck out to me because this was the same episode I saw with my brother, but in English. I didn't realize. Did he mention before that it wasn't in English? I don't know.
I suddenly realized that I'm Cambodian and I can't make heads or tails of any of this weird white person language.
All of a sudden, I'm one of those clicky Africans, and I just can't understand anything but cricket chirps.
I've decided I'm no longer interested in this clay apple, and I will go back to my rice field.
Episodes 3 and 4 were missing a few scenes, and overall more disturbing than the first two. On episode 3, near the 5:10 mark, is when Happy Appy does his first evil smile for 25 seconds. A scene that could send chills down anyone's spine was the boo-boo part, and Nate Needs Help.
By the way,
Happy
Joe, can you
AIDS.
do a little bit of editing right here? Because I want the audience to understand something very clearly.
Uh-huh.
Can you just put 25 seconds of just nothing here? Just so they can see and feel how fucking long that would be.
Yeah.
No.
throw up a
Comfortable
picture.
amount of time.
Look, you can throw up a picture, just a little like, I don't know, a dumb puppy or a ball. I don't give a shit.
I don't know if I want to do that.
I want you to do that because it'd be funny to the audience.
It might
Also,
be,
cut
and
out
I
the
also,
explanation of me saying this and put that at the end. So they're just confused until I say we did that intentionally so you can understand how long 25 seconds is.
Happy aids Nate, who has a bruise on his knee. He looks to the camera, giving off the same evil smile that I remember from 2000, and says, "What does Nate
Damn.
need for his boo-boo?"
so
For
damn.
30 seconds,
Get that for sucking dick.
for 30 seconds, he stared at the camera, motionless, with his soulless baby blue eyes locking
I'm not gonna
on
make
to
you do
anyone
the
watching.
30-second one. Go. That one is too long.
Just imagine the previous edit, but an extra 5 seconds.
Yes.
I'm not doing this.
Finally, he broke
Do
the
it.
silence by saying, "That's right, a bandage." Why did he need that long to speak? I will never know. Also, the out-of-place objects were getting more noticeable. In Nate Needs Help, the radio plays what sounds like a country cover of Hot and Cold, which was made in 2008, and very out of place for a kid's show.
Is he listening to Katy Perry?
I guess. A country
It's
cover.
a country cover.
Yeah.
It's like in no, not Slender. Marble Hornets with the Owl City bullshit.
Fuck this show.
February 24th of 2011. I watched episode 5, which had a few differences from the first 4 episodes. Firstly, it had Happy on a rustless but still bent stick. Secondly, this episode was somewhat disturbing. The theme song played, and the name of the episode is revealed as Monkey Bar Mishap. It started with Happy Appy in his van driving in the playground when he sees a kid crying near some monkey bars. Once he parks the van and goes to the monkey bars, Happy finds out that the kid had fallen off of them, cutting his little finger open. Happy Appy said, "What does Jake need to heal with, kids?" He gave off his evil smile at the screen for a couple of minutes, enough time to read a page of a book, preferably the Bible.
Can you do a couple of minutes of silence?
No.
Let's just keep extending this with awkward silences. Like
No.
Nate Needs Help, his soulless baby blue eyes watched over anyone in the room like Big Brother. Okay. He said, "That's right!" And Happy puts a bandage on Jake's finger. After getting hugged by Jack, Happy drives away in his van. It then skips to episode 6, which had a better chance of being aired on Wonder Chosen than Nick Jr. In the episode
Or to
called...
be honest, that is 90% of the reason I like this.
because it made a Wonder Chosen reference?
Yes, it made a Wonder Chosen reference, and it's like, you know what? More people need to talk about Wonder Chosen. It was good.
In the episode called Never Run with Knives, a kid was running with a knife facing up. The knife was clearly a rubber prop because the blade was flopping around a lot. The kid got cut and held his hand over the wound, crying. As blood began to come out of the kid's wound, Happy parked his van, gave a normal smile, and said, "Hey kids, he shouldn't have carried the knife facing up while running." However, he did heal him by putting a bandage over the wound. The kid hugged Appy and said, "Remember kids, never run with knives facing up, or scissors for that matter. Always walk with knives and scissors facing down." Happy took the kid to his van and then drives off, and the credits played. However, after the credits roll, the episode takes a very disturbing turn when Happy comes back in his van, the kid missing, and says, "Hey kids, if you ever find me in my van, just talk to me, and I'll take you away." Haha.
That's the real reason they got canceled. Is they fucking Happy
Disney
sounded
copyrighted.
like, yeah. You sons of bitches! I know you stole my voice.
Episode 7 began with Happy on the playground, but he wasn't playing with the kids or helping them. He was just staring at them with that unsettling smile I hate so much. A group of kids are playing with jump ropes when Happy walks over to them. He calmly tells them something, but I could barely hear what he said. From what I heard, I could only make out, "Hello, Happy. How? Me? Please?" I could see where this was going. As the kids walk with Happy into the bushes of the playground, loud, violent screams are heard for almost a minute and a half, and Happy begins to drag 3 bloody bodies to his van. I couldn't believe it.
So, I like how this has, like, you could tell at this point the writer's like,
I need
oh,
something
man.
scary to happen, guys. This is
Yeah,
getting-
like I've been drawing this out for too long. I probably should have had something scary happen in episode 3 instead of him just smiling.
For the rest of the episode, he does that damn death smile. Why did they use that look so much? Yeah, that's the question.
Yeah, that's the question.
Yeah,
not
that's the
fact
fucking
that you just
question.
saw 3 children get murdered on a internationally syndicated television program.
It was almost like you could climb out of your TV, grab you, and murder you slowly and painfully with a rusty knife, but he couldn't. Or could he?
Jinx poke, you owe me a Coke.
I moved on to episode 8 and 9. yeah, I decided to keep watching.
Yeah, just gotta go, just cover up with those child deaths.
This time the episodes were so violent and shoddy that they couldn't have aired on Noggin at all. Oh yeah, because the previous one could. Yeah, Noggin would so totally have an episode. Yeah, Jesus fucking Christ.
Look, you're allowed at least 3 child murders in a G-rated television show. 4, that's too many. It's like fucks in a PG-13 movie. You're allowed 1 fuck and 3 shits.
Episode 8 had Happy Appy take a kid into his van. For half the episode, flesh cutting could be heard, and so could loud screaming, which turned into gurgles. As the scene progressed, blood spatters on the window began to appear.
But more importantly, this motherfucking Apple just smiled again. What up with that?
What up with the smile, though?
Why is he so happy? You're an apple. You fruit genitalia.
Eventually, Happy emerged from the van and did a death smile until the end of the show. Like episode 8, episode 9 was gory and violent. But this episode was so coincidental and violent that I couldn't believe Noggin would even allow it. Oh, yeah! Jesus fucking Christ, man.
So, what actually is different from this episode conceptually from the... If anything, this one's less worse. Because
there's only one kid dying. I couldn't believe Noggin would even allow it unless it was some sort of hijacking. It starts off with Happy Appy walking around the playground when 2 kids ask him what the cycle of life is so that they could complete their homework. He proceeds to tell the kids about the cycle of life in frogs and plants. The kids said, "Thanks, Happy. Can you play with us for a bit?" Happy agrees, and then they start playing on the playground. When this happens, smoke starts to creep around Happy and the children. It gets to a point where they start coughing because of how dense the smoke is.
Oh, I think we're at my favorite part.
So they turn around and see what was making the smoke. Happy gasps at the sight in front of them. There you go here.
Lundy just read my favorite part in the entire series.
2 towers were on fire and were burning up.
Yes! 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 Never forget!
A few people are falling out of the windows to escape the fire. There was a lot of screaming, falling debris, and a crashed airplane in one of the towers.
So earlier, when I said that's 90% of the reason I like this, that was a lie. This is the 90%. The sheer audacity of this Russian fuck to be like, you know what my shitty creepypasta fucking needs? 9/11. That's what will put me over the edge. Fuck Slender Man. Does he have a 9/11?
Does Jeff the Killer have a 9/11? I think not. That fucking whatever Cove bullshit fucking no one gives a shit about. I know they don't have a 9/11. They don't even actually kill the fucking kids.
That show ain't even fucking real. Them dumb kids were just watching Static. Nah. Fucking 9/11, bitches. I'm just imagining. Do you know the story of how James Cameron pitched the movie Aliens?
No.
So during his pitch meeting with all the executives, he just walked in and he had a piece of paper. He wrote down alien, and then he wrote down the S to make aliens, and then he drew a line through the S to make a dollar sign. I'm just imagining that, but with the 2 ones as dollar signs.
Yeah.
Like this guy going into like the creepypasta board and being like, okay guys, I got it. 9/11, dollar signs.
Oh, fuck. That is too good.
It's so fun. I love it. And to be this gets dumber. Oh
Only-
God, this gets dumber.
Only the tail of the plane was visible, which was nearing the point of collapse. I could hear a faint whining noise at this point, and I think that it was the plane's engine, which was probably still on. 7 seconds later, the tail of the plane finally broke apart, with the largest piece of the tail hitting and killing someone. During the scene, fire trucks could be heard trying to douse out the flames, but it only slows the flames down. The wailing of ambulances could also be heard, taking away the bodies of the people who jumped from the towers. It showed a weird guy on fire falling out of one of the towers, screaming. Yeah, he was weird. There's a guy falling out of the tower. He's on fire and he's falling and he's screaming. Oh, that's fucking weird.
To be fair, this guy is Russian. If a Russian fell out of a tower while burning, they would just be like, yep, this is what I expected to happen. I knew this is how I would die.
He wouldn't
Ouch.
scream like a fucking idiot.
Yeah, he'd be so fucking numb to it. He'd probably burn up immediately because of all the vodka in him. Maybe that was the weird thing, is like, why are the humans burning so slowly?
Happy and the kids are seen again, but this time they stood still in fear. The smoke kept getting thicker and thicker, slowly obscuring the trees and equipment at the playground. The debris from the towers fell around the kids, and Happy and a person ran up to them and told them to run away from the towers before running off. When the older kid worriedly said, "Happy, Appy, why are the towers on fire?" It cuts to a higher up floor that was near where the plane crashed, which revealed a kid that was under a huge piece of concrete crying for help. Some other kids tried helping him by lifting the piece of concrete off of him. He was screaming so loud, it was almost heartbreaking. Yeah. I mean, I feel some sympathy, but like, not that much. Come on. There were bodies and blood everywhere, and the pain and fear on the trapped kid's face was so realistic I cringed. After the shot with the kid trapped under the concrete, the younger kid turns to the side and says, "Happy Appy, why are people running and falling from the towers?" Happy Appy turns to the camera, death smile on his face, and very coldly said 3 words. Those 3 words will haunt me as long as I research this show. That's natural, children. I don't know whether to read that in like a cartoon voice or to go like super fucking like edgelord with it with, "That's natural, children."
Because he does describe happy app. I almost said happy cabby.
It's going to happen a lot, I think, throughout the course of this
Yes.
series.
Because of, the name being similar and also the child murder.
Yeah. He took the 2 kids away from the towers, leaving the kids stuck under concrete screaming for help. When the credits rolled, the audio of the scene kept playing, and at the end, before the video cuts out, something collapsed, making a very loud noise that could scare anyone watching. I jumped out of my seat. Was Happy a deathbringer in the form of an apple?
Is Happy angel of the gate? Blow his horn?
In apple form?
Wait, the tree of knowledge. The root of all evil. By the way, this is a lot smarter, our dumb shit, than the actual fucking explanation.
Or was he a master predictor? If the episode somehow predicted 9/11, I have to watch episodes 10 and 11 to see if there was anything else predicted. I might not see any predictions though, and honestly, I hope not. Oh, and you want to know what happens when someone calls the tsunami aid phone number? Tomorrow, I'm going to go and call it.
I'm gonna call this 10-year-old 800 number.
February 25th of 2011.
Update. It's a sex line now.
Hold on. Let me just double check something. Okay, yeah, it is the next day. Got it. February 25th of 2011. Hey, I called the 1-800 hotline mentioned in episode 3. It was a pre-recording, which I will transcribe for you. Hello, my name is Happy Appy. I'm every kid's most helpful and favorite apple. If you want to make a donation, press 1. If you want to know about the earthquake, press 2. When I pressed 2, the hotline said this. An earthquake and tsunami has recently hit Japan, and we need all the help we can get. If you can make a donation of $1, $2, $5, $10, $20, $50, or $100, you will be a big help. Anyone who donates gets a Happy Appy badge. So I went ahead and donated $1 to the donation for the fund of it by using an outdated bank account that I never used. It responded. Thank you for helping with the aid of the tsunami. Look in your mailbox in a week from now because you'll get your Happy Appy badge. I'm wondering what earthquake Happy predicted. Between 1999 and the current day, there were no 9.0 earthquakes in Japan. Since the 2003 Hokkaido earthquake was pretty close to when the episode was released, as well as the magnitude mentioned in the radio broadcast, I guess he was predicting that. He said he perfectly predicts 9/11, but he can't quite get around the fucking the fucking magnitude of the earthquake. Ah, fuck.
How far into this are you so far?
I'm midway through the 27th, I think. We've still got a decent ways to go before I'm even a third of the way done.
What are you thinking right now, since this is your baby? I was gonna say he's been quiet for a little bit.
Yeah, he has. What's up? What's going on over there, Matt? What's going on in your head? He can go fuck himself if he thinks I'm just gonna fucking read this shit forever with him just like leaving and coming back to whatever parts he wants to. He's got to suffer through this with everybody else.
I know.
So like knowing full well that there's a bajillion more to go here. Where are your thoughts? What are you doing? What are you thinking? What are you?
I think we could use that. This is a good place to end it.
Okay. Yeah, we're like a tenth of the way through, but yeah.
I mean, again, we're more of these. We're picking our way through this, Lundy.
Okay, so we're ending with the message from JC, from Casey.
Yeah, cliffhanger.
Sorry.
Did you end on the cliffhanger already, Lundy?
Yeah.
Oh, the big fucking gay